Hey there, everyone. Art Burns here, wishing you well and hoping again that you're getting through this really difficult and strange time with your sanity intact and with your sort of your health intact and everything else. I just really wish the best for you. And I want to give you another practice that can help you with these times. You know, as I've talked about here a lot, one of the biggest tools that we have in sort of getting through difficult times, whether it's times like what we're going through now or any difficult times in our lives, you know, the one of the greatest tools that we have is acceptance, right? To simply accept what is happening to us, right? Whether it was our fault, somebody else's fault, whatever it is, just to accept it, right? And so I have another great practice that I would like to give you today. It's a pretty formal kind of practice, a formal slash informal practice. But I've shared this with many, many clients and many, many friends, and everybody really loves this. And I love it too. I use it all the time. So I'd like to share it with you. The practice is called RAIN, RAIN. It's an acronym. It stands for recognition, acceptance, investigation, non-identification. Okay, and here's how it works. So first thing you want to do is get yourself into a quiet place, right? Like a place where you can really take about 5 minutes or so to just be alone with yourself and to be able to contemplate on what's going on. The purpose of RAIN is to allow us to process something that is kind of going on, something that's cooking, if you will, right? Now this could be something that happened, you know, this morning or yesterday, or it could be something that's happening right now, right? If you have to excuse yourself from a situation, you know, with your family or something in these times where everybody's kind of closed in, you know, and go into the bedroom and just really process this. That's another way that you could use RAIN, okay? Or you could use it for things that happen, you know, at any given time. It's really just any time you want to use it. All right, so the way it works is, you know, like I said, get into a place where you're, you know, comfortable and you have a few minutes to sort of quietly contemplate what's going on. And the first thing you want to do is spend about, you know, 30 seconds or so just recognizing what happened, right? Because so many times this is a huge first step, because so many times in our lives we're just barreling through things, right? We got places to go, people to meet, things to do. We're not, you know, we don't take the time to simply recognize what it is that we're feeling and what it is that's happened, and what it is that, you know, just recognizing that we have something cooking in ourselves, right? And so again, really important first step, recognize it. The second step is the all-important acceptance, okay? Once you've recognized what's going on, the important thing, the next thing is to do is to accept what happened, right? Again, it's all something that's already happened. So you know, so denying it or wishing it wasn't true, or thinking about ways in which, you know, you could have done something different, these things are not going to serve you. So simply accept it, okay? And particularly when it's something that you have done, something you have said that's triggered this whole thing, you know, that's sometimes the hardest thing to accept, and sometimes the most important one too. Okay, so really spend a few, you know, a minute or so, you know, just really just getting to accept what happened, okay? And if you find yourself, you know, trying to not accept it, then you're not ready yet to move on to the next step. Really try to just accept, even momentarily, that this is what has happened, okay? The next step is investigation. Now we're going to investigate in four ways, okay? These can be known as the four foundations of mindfulness, okay? It's sort of the four ways in which we can be aware of what's happening, right? Both inside and outside of ourselves in the present moment. So the first way we're going to do it is in our body, right? You know, just really recognize, or just investigate rather, you know, where in your body you're feeling this emotion that's manifesting, right? Whatever's cooking, where do you feel it in your body? Is it tightness in your chest, soreness in your shoulder, ringing in your ears? Where is it? Okay. The second thing you're going to do is your emotions, right? So what emotions are you feeling about this, right? And be very specific. Keep, you know, spend a minute or two on this and really name as many emotions as you can, right? As you know, most of the times when we're feeling emotions, it's not just one emotion. It's usually sort of an array, a spectrum of different emotions, right? And so kind of name as many as you can, right? Now you're going to investigate your thoughts, okay? Your emotions and your thoughts are very tightly tied together. They cause each other, right? And so, you know, so really investigate what thoughts are running through your mind as you're, you know, kind of investigating this thing, right? Like, what are the thoughts surrounding this thing that's happened? And most importantly, are those thoughts true? Because many times you'll find that they are not. Now you're going to investigate any patterns that you might find with this thing that has happened, right? For instance, is it always when, when you talk about money with your spouse, does this thing always happen? That kind of thing, right? And now that brings us to the last step, which is non-identification. Once you've gone through this, right, especially that sort of the last step of the patterns, you realize that it's not necessarily all on you, and you realize that it's not something that you necessarily have to carry, and you realize that it does not identify you, right? It does not define you, right? So this non-identification time is when we can really kind of take this thing and we can put it on the table and we can just look at it like, okay, this has happened. It's not me. It doesn't define me. I don't have to carry this. A lot of times I tell people to look at it as taking it from an existential to an experiential definition, right? So in other words, instead of I am angry, you say I just feel anger in my body and this is why, right? So those are the 4 steps. I know I went through them very quickly. I have some very detailed instructions written out in a PDF. I'd be more than happy to send it to you. If you'd like a copy of that, just drop a comment below, send me a DM, let me know if you're interested, and I'll just email you a link or a PDF. It'll be very, very simple, very, very quick. And let me know, all right? I wish you well. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.